I suppose, you know, when we split up, sometimes in life you just have to do what feels right, you know, and obviously it came as a shock to a lot of people, but I think we were tired, you know, and say that meant a lot to us, and we wanted to keep, you know, that at that level that we felt, you know, people would remember us in a good way. I think there's nothing worse sometimes than a band staying around too long, and then people getting bored of it, or you know, thinking, oh, they've lost. If we'd take that was a lot about the energy, and I think if we'd carried on, maybe that energy might have started to fade, and I think that would have been a bigger shame than us splitting up when we did.
I think also we, when we split up, a couple of months, 6 months later, I think there was a couple of us in the group. Maybe I'm sure all of us felt it to a certain extent. We all had a little bit of emptiness inside us of the group splitting up. It was quite a difficult time for everybody, really.
You know, we were so surprised, and it was a pleasant surprise when we did our concert in the UK. There were so many different age groups. I think every generation of people were there, and both sexes, you know, male and female. They're both sexes, if you didn't know. And I think what it was, I think people wanted that sense of nostalgia, you know, rather like we wanted to reunite, to revisit that sort of time in our lives. I think the people that came to the concerts, they wanted to remember how it was. You know, we represent in their lives sort of happy times, perhaps, when they were at school or college or whatever. So we had loads of women, older women, and they were dressed in their pigtails and their school uniforms. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like women that were 30. I'll start that one again. There were like women that were 30 years old and above, and they came with school uniforms to the concert with painted faces, take that. And I think it was just about nostalgia. They wanted to have their fun again, their youth. And it was a pleasure for us to be able to do it and to help them have that nostalgia.
Well, it was a surprise, I think, to all of us last year when we realised it was 10 years since we'd split up, and our record label said, would we like to be involved in re-promoting our greatest hits? And we were all kind of interested, and then they had an idea also of doing a documentary, a sort of setting the record straight, telling the story of Take That, and we were more interested in this. And so we did that, and it was received so well by the public, and some newspapers started to ask, you know, when are they going to go back on tour again? And then all of a sudden we had a promoter saying, why don't we do some live dates? And we all sat in a bar one night and we talked about, could it be possible? And we realised actually anything's possible. If there's an audience there, let's try, let's see what we can do.
Anything's possible. I have to just interject here. Anything's possible after a few Jack Daniels and Cokes. They were all quite drunk. Anything's possible. I was sober. I was like, a tour?
Yeah. No, it was. We realised all of a sudden that this isn't just committing to do a TV show. This is a massive commitment to do a big tour. And we were all prepared to make this commitment to each other. And so the tour went ahead. And even now it's led to this record, because halfway through the tour we then had another question, shall we do an album? Another big decision, but another commitment we thought we could take on, and a big challenge, and it's been very rewarding.
I think we all suggested it. We was looking at the best title, really, which kind of explains the feeling, the mood of the album. I suppose the way the world is, even though the world's got, you know, some places can be in a sad kind of state, you know, it is a beautiful world. I think basically it was just the best title from all the titles that we had, which really explains the feeling. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, it's the first. I think that was what made it so appealing to us, to be honest, because it was the first time we went into a studio to write together as a group, and I think that makes this album special. You know, I can hear everybody's personality within the record, and I think we wanted to get that. You know, the sound of the record. I think we've all brought different experiences and different influences, I guess, into this record, but it's managed to gel together quite well. It could have been a nightmare, you know, but I think we all, you know, we work well together, and on certain songs, you know, somebody might help a bit with the lyric or with a melody, and we just managed to do it, and it went, you know, quite easy for us, to be honest. You know, within 2 months we'd started and finished the record, so then we started thinking about the next one, so we'll see.
Yeah, well, we started this. It was actually one of the first few songs we wrote. Patience was, and it's a story, really. It's a relationship song, and what's interesting is that with the title Patience, it almost relates as well to us being away 10 years, and so it's worked quite well.
Well, we just did this tour in the UK, and that was the big question on everybody's lips. Can the boys still dance? Are they going to be as energetic? Are the costumes still going to be, you know, as flamboyant, etc.? And the answer was yes, yes, yes. We did a big show, and we did dance, and we did wear silly costumes. You know, there's an element to take that we've always respected, I suppose the theatrical side of the band, you know, the showmanship, because we don't play instruments. Well, actually, a couple of the guys play instruments, but because we choose not to generally play instruments on stage, we've always been an all-singing, all-dancing band. So we've always liked to show off and be quite exhibitionist and, you know, have special effects, pyrotechnics, and the energetic dance routines. And it worked. We did it over 32 dates in the UK, and it worked. We got fit and strong again. I mean, look at Howard.
The Gladiator.
The Gladiator. and I'm bigger, but I've got a coat on you can't see.
Yeah, everybody, I think Howard sings 2, Jason sings 1. Do you sing 4? 3? 3? So I sing 5.